So I just got done watching the newest episode for Persona 5, and it's interesting to say the least for certain parts of the episode. The beginning of the episode kind of starts off with, like the Shujin Academy, like it's, like the teachers and stuff, like the people who work at the academy, right? They're trying to hide something regarding Kamoshida, like from the beginning, the administration, even though they acknowledge that this happened, etc., etc. And it starts off with that for some reason. For some reason, as well as I don't remember that happening in the game for some odd reason again. But it did happen because now I'm remembering it after watching this episode. But immediately after they do their little opening, a whole bunch of reporter like TV people are there, outside of the school, and they're trying to interview people. And apparently, they already did interview a couple of the students, and some of them in the background said that they were interviewed. But soon afterwards, Kawakami, the teacher, and the main character's classroom says that the whole school is basically going on a school trip to Hawaii. And so, when that's the case, you already know there's going to be just a little bit of fan service, and that's no surprise that ended up happening anyways. But before they even get to that, they go to a little meetup kind of spot that they go to, and that's when they're trying to figure out who's their next target gonna be, and they pretty much flat out agree with what their next target is gonna be. But there's a little bit of conflict. They have a little bit of a conflict towards the end of the episode. So I actually really like that part. I like how there's conflict between this whole group together. They all can't agree on one specific person, because for the past couple other targets, they all seem to agree unanimously. But for this new target, they have to have conflict between each other, and they're not agreeing with whether or not they should go after this guy because of events that do happen in this episode. So they have a little bit of a discussion of whether or not of who they should go after. But soon after, of course, they finally go on their trip towards Hawaii. But just before that, of course, they need a little bit more data. They need a little bit more information on some stuff. So of course, Futaba, being the hacker girl that she is, she gives Makoto a flash drive that will essentially allow her to download all sorts of information off of her sister's laptop, and that's what she does. And then immediately afterwards, they then finally get to Hawaii. They have a soundtrack that I don't remember hearing from the game, but I liked it. I liked it a lot. I thought it was pretty interesting. But they have a little animation thing where the plane is going from Japan over to Hawaii, and it looks good. It's very bright, it's colorful, it's vibrant. I really enjoyed it. And this whole event that comes forward with them being in Hawaii, it's very colorful. I really liked it. The animation for these scenes of them being in Hawaii, I liked it. I thought it was enjoyable. But like I said, of course, them being in Hawaii, there's going to be just a little bit of fan service. So of course they're trying to figure out what they want to do in Hawaii, because they feel like they never even left Japan. The main four, Ryuji, Ren, Makoto, and An, they kind of feel like that they never even left Japan, because it kind of feels the same way, because they're basically doing what they would do normally if they were in Japan. And as they're trying to figure out what they're going to do, they give us the fan service moment with Kawakami, the teacher, and she's in her bedroom, and she's trying on some swimsuits. So of course, like I said, because fan service, they're doing a little they're being a little bit extra with it, and I feel it kind of surprised me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna use one of the shots they did in the thumbnail, and I said this before in the past. I'm not scared to use fan service on my thumbnails because I don't give a fuck, right? But it surprised me a little bit because I wasn't expecting it, but it happened. And then she's trying to Kawakami is talking to herself oh, she's on a trip, oh, she can have fun, it's okay, whatever, right? And then one of the students, and this actual student's actually important later on, of course, because reasons I'm probably gonna explain later. But someone walks in on her, and she's in her swimsuit, and it's kind of uncomfortable. the episode continues on. Apparently, Yusuke was gonna go to LA into school, but they changed it to Hawaii because there was like a storm in the West Coast. So they're doing whatever. Ryuji's being Ryuji, and he's like, "Oh, I gotta pick up some fucking girls and whatever, right?" Ren's like walking off doing whatever. I actually don't know what he was actually doing. But then we find one of the other confidants. There's a lot of background like confidant stuff happening in this episode that you may or may not notice if you play the game or not. But then they finally meet, or Ren finally meets one of the other confidants, and this girl. She's like this really top like shogi player. If you know what shogi is, and you already know like that it's kind of like whatever, right? But her name's Hifumi Togo, and she's like a super top pro shogi player, right? And she actually goes to Yusuke's school apparently, which I actually didn't even know. I don't remember them saying that in the game, but that kind of happens and goes away. She was getting harassed by some fucking dudes, so it was like really uncomfortable. But the episode continues on. There's a little bit of stuff that happens with Morgana and him having conflict with whether or not he's actually human or not. Ryuji and An go to like Ren's room with Mishima because Ren's there because his roommate brought in his girlfriend, and An was there because her roommate had brought in her boyfriend. So they have to fucking end up sleeping in the same room together, and of course it's uncomfortable. It continues on. They start talking about like a couple of stuff that they plan on doing when they get back to Japan, including regarding Phantom Thieves stuff, right? But in the background, because I actually forgot to mention it, in the background, the principal of Chujin Academy is actually having some issues with someone. And again, if you already know what happens, you know what happens. So immediately after they're talking about what they're going to do once they get back to Japan, they have a scene where like this reporter or like newspaper guy or whatever, they're saying that they're severing connections with him. Him being Kobayakawa, I think that's what his name is, the Shujin Academy, principal. And the next scene is him walking across the road to a police station, and he actually had a mental shutdown and he died because he got ran over by a car. And of course this is a thing where this starts up a little bit of controversy of whether or not the Phantom Thieves did it or not. So there's a lot of conflict coming around like all sorts of places, right? Which I really like. There's conflict happening regarding the Phantom Thieves, and it leads on to what happens in the end of the episode. They don't know whether or not they should actually go after this one guy who is the CEO for Kumura Foods, and they think he's linked to that, but most of the Phantom Thief members are like, should we even go after this guy? They need to do a little bit more investigation before they even fully decide they should go after this guy or not. Ryuji and Morgana are the only two who really seem to be able to want to go after him. They have a little bit of a fucking argument, and then Morgana runs out and he says that he's gonna go deal with Akumura Fruits, or the Akumura guy, the guy who owns Akumura Fruits, by himself. And the end of the episode, after the end credits, pretty much ends with Morgana, being attacked by some of the shadows inside of Akumura's palace, and he's pretty much unable to move. And then we see a shadow, and then it gets bigger, and then we somewhat see who it is. And if you can tell who the person is, you know that it's the same girl that was in Kawakami's room earlier in the episode. And the whole point of it is that it's supposed to show that, oh, is this the person who's been causing mental shutdowns? And I'll leave you to conclude to what you think happened and what you think her involvement is. But regardless, that's pretty much the end of the episode. I have nothing else to add on top of it, so I'm going to go ahead and just wrap it up here. If you did enjoy, be sure to like. If you're already to the channel, please consider the subscribe button for more videos just like this. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a fantastic day. I'm out.